All right, guys. We are almost there. There we go. Gotta add in my Instagram. You know, it's the way that of the world here. It's always Instagram. I'm just assuming that it's always Instagram. Just connected it. Like, do your part. I don't know. We may not. Sometimes it just feels like we may not have Instagram do its thing because I don't understand why it does that, but we'll see. We'll see. Like technically, I'm still on time, guys, because I said 11:11. I said 11:11, and I'm on time. Let me take this. Take that. All right. We're gonna break that. Bring out the mic. Hello, everybody. It is me, Asia, the soulful creatrix, sound and energy healer, and spiritual guide. Here to make sure that I'm doing my part in getting the people around me, my clients, and my good friends, and all of you into alignment, especially after chaos and loss. So, I have not done a Metaphysical Mondays in forever. Let me connect the chat. Have not done one in forever. And today I decided, let me go on ahead and do it. Yeah, I don't know why this is. The last time I tried it, it would not, like, I don't know why it won't let me, reauthorize it, which is kind of crazy because, I enjoy having Instagram as a part of what I do. Let's see. This is Instagram. Configure manually. There's my paste. So what? Yeah, it just will not let me do it, and I don't understand why. I don't understand why. But at this point, I'm gonna have to make it work. I'm not ending the stream. That's kind of crazy. Why would I want to do that? All right. Well, it is what it is. We're gonna have to go with it. If you're on Instagram and you're able to see me, I'll be happy with it. But there's my hosted live page. Come on, girl. You can do it. Just try hard. Just try hard. Let's see what happens if I just oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me try that. You know what? I'm gonna get this. I am definitely gonna get this. Hold on. Now I'm determined. That's my problem, is that now I'm determined. We're gonna add this one in like this. We're gonna do it manually. And I don't think that that's the right one. And then we're gonna put them in. And you're gonna be like so patient and so waiting. And I love that about you all. You want to enter this also manually. And maybe that's the key. All right, let's see how this goes. It's just so mean to me. So mean. All right, guys. Nope, it's not going to happen. I'm going to have to now have you out here, sideways. We're just going to go with it. Let me try this. Bees in the oh, I'm not allowed to sing. I forgot. I am so not allowed to even sing while I'm doing this. HD planets. Bye, love you. Love you. All right, everybody has left. I did that. Nope, won't let me. Okay, so Instagram, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to apologize. You'll just have to see it on the reboot, okay, like on the replay, because I've got to get going here. It is time. We are at that time. Okay, let me bring this up. I got some notes, so I want to make sure I'm using my notes the right way, because I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, so what are we talking today? Honestly, I'm gonna tell you what happens. I realized after putting everything together that I had not been on a Metaphysical Mondays since months. It's been months, okay? I did not realize that. What time, okay? Is it really a thing? I don't know. But what I wanted to do was correct that, to fix that, okay? And so in order to fix that, I've decided I was going to come back on today, okay? So what am I doing today? We're talking Metaphysical Mondays. I've been on a real big human design kick. I don't know why, but I'm on a big human design kick and I like it. Now, I've done this week the weekly soul frequency forecast, okay, where I'm combining human design, astrology, tarot, and just like energy work, okay, all together. So I'm already doing that, right? If you missed that, you can go and find it. It's in the live. I don't even know which way to go, but you'll find it somewhere. There'll be a link, okay, somehow, somewhere, I don't know, in the live, okay, section of YouTube. That's where I'm putting everything. If you're on this right now, today, Monday, November 10th, and you want to chat, I say come through to the chat, leave your questions, be cool, okay? Leave your questions, and let's chat it up. I also have Oracle, and I have my good buddy Tarot to work through any questions that you may have that maybe are not even like on the topic, but you kind of just want to hang out with me. I'm here for that as well. If you see this after it's already done, so I'm probably going to be here for about an hour talking through some stuff. I've got several planets, okay? And if you see this after it's done and you come in on the replay, then leave me a hi, leave me a hello, say, hey Asia, how you been? Okay, and I will definitely answer back. I'm the only one that checks my YouTube. I'm the only one. It's me. It's all me. It's all me. Okay. So if you want to talk it through, you're working on something, you're creating something, I'm here for it. I feel like we need more light though. Let me get the light. I don't know if that helps. It feels like it helps. Okay. There we go. Now I can see. Hey, how you doing? See, now I can see everybody. All right. So I have my coffee. I have my crystals. I have my forks. I have my notes. I have you. I've got Facebook. I've got YouTube. I don't have Instagram. Okay. Sorry, Instagram. I don't know. I haven't figured it out. It's new platform, new software for me. But when I figure it out, I will let you know. Okay. Um, so today's topic, and let's see. Hold on. Finish the housekeeping. ADD. Okay. Saturdays, 9 a.m. If you're in West Palm Beach and you're looking for a way to relax, to stay calm, to rejuvenate, to realign after having like a shit week, or just going through, or just life is lifing right now. Okay. I host a community sound bath, 9 a.m., West Palm Beach. All right. It's in Northwood. Okay. Find me on Instagram at Asia Stormborn. Look me up on the website. Okay. And all of my community events, all of my any events that I'm doing are going to be there. Okay. So that we can continue this. Okay. My goal, like I said, is to help you to realign, especially after chaos and loss. If you've gone through something, and who hasn't gone through something, honestly, the important part is the realignment, the processing it, okay? Especially if it's a trauma. What was it for? What does it mean? How can I work through this? How can I use it to help me? Okay, written books about that. And also to bring that frequency work in, so that way your body is realigning and coming back online into what it should be doing. Okay, what we're here to do. That's what I'm here for you for. Okay, so find me on Saturdays, West Palm Beach, Herbs and Earth, 9 a.m. Okay, and find me on Instagram at Asia Stormborn. Find me on Threads at Asia Stormborn. Find me on Blue Sky at Asia Stormborn. The point is, you're going to find me anywhere at Asia Stormborn. I mean, not Asia Stormborn on YouTube, okay? It makes it easier for me to remember it, all right? So that's what I do. Okay, leave questions in the chat. If I get no questions, then I just continue on and answer what I feel is the question that needs to be asked at that time, okay? That's just how I do it. Okay, but put some questions. I would love questions. I'm here for it. I love it. Okay. So I'm going to, oh, you know what I didn't do? I did not bring up let's see. Let's do this one. I feel like I have to share mine, because if I share someone else's, then you know what? But they're not here. Would it matter if I shared someone else's? I don't know. You know what? I'm going to share mine. I'm going to share my world with you. Okay. So what we're talking today is human design. And I've gone through and done several of these like introductory type of human design. Share screen. Find the window. Where you at? There you are. Okay. I've done several of these intro to human design type of lives. Okay. So go back and look. We've talked about what human design is, how it started, who started it. Okay. We've talked about what the different types are in human design. I believe we've talked about the profiles in human design, or how to find your profile. And we've also talked about like how the energy works on your chart and how to use your chart's energy. I've been kind of building on that lately. Okay. So today I wanted to get into what these planets mean. Okay, like we have these planets here, and what do these planetary symbols mean? What does it mean on your design side? What does it mean on your personality side? Right? What is it that we're talking about here? Like a lot of times people will see a human design body graph and be like, whoa, it is a lot of information. Okay, even for me, I've been hanging out with human design now for about a year, right? I believe I've been about a year and a half, okay? That I've been hanging out with, like trying to figure it out, just the energy of it, all right? So I've been trying for, a while, but there's always something new. There's always something new, which I love. Okay, because I got a little bit of an attention deficit problem, right? We all know this. This is not a secret. Okay, so I love being able to find new things. All right, and I also love this idea of being able to share new things. Okay, so from what I understand, a lot of people don't do this the way that I do this, okay? And it's because everybody is, really big on your type and your authority and your strategy and, your personality, like your profile, okay? But there's some deeper stuff there that we can work through, okay? That gives us more insights into our design and our personality. And I like that. I actually love that. I love that more than what I actually love about human design. Okay. And if you've gone through this journey with me, you'll know I did not like human design in the beginning. I found it to be kind of pompous. I don't know what the answer. I don't know. I found it to be like some dude decided to put some things together and added, a little razzle dazzle to it, and it turned it from, an ethereal, astrological topic into now it's a more meaningful topic. And I didn't like that. I did not like that. I think astrology has a place. I think divination has a place. I think the I Ching has a place. Um, I think that, working through the past and the tree of life, I think those have a place. And I just didn't feel like it was even appropriate to say, okay, now I've created something new. I don't know. I'm working through it. Maybe it was just an ego thing for me. I didn't make it, so I don't know. I don't know. Okay. But what I do know is that I've been working with, the the journey of human design, the learning, constantly finding new and innovative ways to put it together and incorporate it. So like I'm really big on incorporating what I've learned. Okay. I'm not one of those, I just like to say I know things. I'm an applied knowledge type of broad, okay? So when I see that there is like, oh, there's something new, and how can I work this um, into, into my work, okay? Then I'm like, hey, I'm here for it, okay? So I do a divine path consultation. Okay. I call it a consultation because for me, that's exactly what it is. Somebody's coming to me with a question or a problem or an empty hole somewhere, like in their path, that they're like, okay, I don't know this. How can I find out this, whatever this is. All right. And I like the ability to take divination, to take, maybe their birth chart, or take their, the energy that I'm feeling from them, and then be able to walk through, ancestral information, whatever it is, and be able to walk through how we get to an answer for that problem or that question or that issue. I love that. That's what I do. Okay. It's basically audit work that I was doing when I was 20 years as a government auditor. Okay. It's basically taking that, and I've now turned it into what I do for people for energy work. You know what? I am going to try. Hold on. Because I feel like if I put this on as a live stream, then I'll be able to. It's just, I feel bad, guys. I feel bad that, Instagram wasn't able to be in on the conversation. And so I don't know how to fix that, but I think I'm going to try it this way. Hold on. Because I really want this in here. And then I could not concentrate. I could not concentrate. I'm gonna put this HD planets. I'm gonna put this up real fast. You guys are still, so patient with me. All right. Okay, let's see. Oh, where'd it go? HD planets. Okay, so what happened is that I was, I'm gonna scoot you right here so I can talk to you just like that. All right, babies. All right. So yeah, I was on. Okay, there. I did it. I did it. I I needed to do. Okay, so basically, what happened is it was on I was at a drum circle or something. I was at some event recently. Okay, and someone who I don't get to talk to often. I know her. We met once before. She's an acquaintance. She's an energy worker, and we had met like once before. I saw her. It was at the drum. Anyway, so I see her and she's like, yeah, I'm going through stuff or whatever, and I just don't know where I'm going next. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, cool, 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 cool. If you want, I am a projector, okay? And the thing was, if you don't the invite, the thing that I say as a projector, if I don't get the invite, I say is going to be of use, okay? I'm just basically saying it just to say it. And I did talk also this in this week on my the the forecast for this week. But she, look at her chart, okay? And looking at her chart, and I'm looking at the planets, different ones. I'm like, I'm looking at the planets, and I'm like, okay, okay, okay. I see you got that. Oh, I see. Okay, I see you got this or whatever. She has very similar, to what you're gonna see here. I'm like, okay, cool, 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 cool. And 'cause she's also a projector. All right. And I'm like, oh, some. Anyway, so I told her that I would turn this off because it's not gonna happen. Okay, and now, okay, I told her that I was discard going to send her this information that I'm about to tell you now. Okay, and I thought, why not just tell everybody this information and then move through it? Because so that's what I'm doing. What does it say? Oh, okay. So that's what I'm about to do. And this information is the planetary aspects that I use when I'm doing a divine path consultation. Okay. It's a lot of additional planets that people don't really consider when talking about your human design chart. All right. So that is what I'm going to do. Maybe I should do picture in picture. Maybe I can do side by side. Maybe I try. Okay. So we're going to go this route. All right. So the reason why this comes up for me as far as doing a divine path consultation is because what I try to do is find the information in basically how in your conscious and unconscious uh, design chart that is going to give you some insights into your path forward, okay? And a lot of people don't do this. I don't know, but maybe they'll see my video and then they'll say, hey, you know what? I never thought about that. Maybe I should do it like that also, okay? I don't do any type of course on human design, not yet. I'm not that type, okay? So this is all information that I use specifically for me when I'm doing a reading with my clients, okay? So that being said, we're going to start with the idea, and these are going to be some things that we're just going to go with that you just know, okay? That each planet is going to appear on your chart twice. So if you look on the chart, you see that it does appear twice. There, I covered it before. There you go. That it does appear twice on the chart. Each planet. We start off with sun. Each planet's gonna, the personality and the design side are gonna start with both. Okay, they're gonna have both planets on both sides. All right. Now, we've discussed this before, but just so we're all clear here, okay? The design portion, the red portion, or this side, typically, no matter where you're getting your chart from, this side, no matter what they're calling it, this is going to be the unconscious portion of your design, okay? This is where you were, where all of the transits were, where all of the planets were, where all of the energy was at that 3-month mark before you were born. Okay, and according to human design, there's a lot, in there with like neutrinos and stuff like that were formulated while you were baking in the womb about 3 months before you were born. Okay, and that's all giving way, helping with, and contributing to your unconscious portion of you, the part you don't see, but maybe others see it, but maybe you don't see it. Okay, likely you don't see it. That's why it's unconscious. You don't really see it. Okay, we'll all see it. All of us out here, we're seeing this. This is your stuff in your box. Okay, and we can all see the outside of your box. You just can't. That's the way I describe it. Okay, and then the personality side. Now this side, okay, if you can see right there, all right, this side of the chart is going to be your conscious side, all right? So this is the day you were born. Where was the sun? Where was the earth? Okay, what channels were the sun and the earth on the day you were born? Now, I forgot to also put in this, where is it? Oh, that is it? Oh, wait, okay, hold on. I want to make sure that I'm also putting in the wheel. All right, so that you can also see the wheel. Okay, because the wheel is going to also be important. Okay, so when I'm ready for it, it's there. Okay, so so these are going to be where your planets were on personality side when you were born. All right, this other side is going to be, let me get it, if I can make it happen. This other side is going to be when you 3 months before, when your soul was kind of coming online. Okay, we could probably go through a whole discussion on whether or not the soul comes online 3 months before or 5 months, whenever it happens. I'm not here for that. All right, chat that, figure we can maybe talk about that another day. Okay. But this is what we're going to talk about today. So the lost you. The planets. There we go. Okay, so we basically have planets on both sides, and they're going to be the same planets on both sides. All right, of the chart, and we start off with the sun. Okay, it's the sun, the earth. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. Okay, there we go. The sun, the earth. We've got north node. It's not going to let me do it. North node, south node. We've got the moon. All right, and then after now here's where I got it. Okay, we got Mercury. Then we've got Venus, we've got Mars, we've got Jupiter, Saturn, and then, what was this one? It says it's Chiron, and then Uranus, and, oh, you know what? I don't have them. One is Uranus, and then Neptune, and then Pluto. I had to make sure that I, put them all, okay? So these are, there we go. Okay, so that's what these planets are. Okay, now I don't go through and talk about every single planet when I'm doing a Divine Path consultation. Okay, I picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I use 8 of these aspects really deeply in a Divine Path consultation. But I will give you a rundown of what they are, each on the of what each of these planets are, so that way you can have it. Okay, so we're going to start with the sun. All right, sun is this top one. Okay, the point in the middle of the circle. Okay, that's the sun. All right, and the sun is going to be it's basically, the theme is its core essence. It's a life force, okay? And in the personality side, this side, okay, the personality side, it's going to be how your conscious identity and purpose are reflected, okay? This is, like I said, when people see, you, all right, this is the gate that you are most, bringing forth, okay? And then on your design side, it's basically a genetic inheritance from your father, or like an unconscious vitality, okay? So for a divine path reading, I will talk about the sun on the personality side as what we're here to express, okay? What is what we are doing. So we talked about gate 43 already in this forecast, and we talked about gate 23 already in the forecast. You're gonna have to go back and look at those, okay? Long story short, TLDR it, 43 is going to be our oh goodness, hold on, let me make sure, because I don't want to say it wrong. Hold on, where did it go? I had it. I definitely don't want to say it wrong. All right. So 43 is breakthrough and 23 is assimilation. Okay. So 43 is finding the information and being able to process it in a way that is, different. All right. And then 23 is going to be giving that information vocally, or, in some type of communication at the right time. Okay. That's, what I have. Anyway, so having your sun in a specific gate, you're going to say, okay, this is what my conscious, identity and purpose, this is what I'm here to express. Okay. For me, Pumuen, okay, having a sun in gate 43 means I have I'm here to express the things that I process in this brain in a specific way, in the way that I process them, okay? And that is what I'm here to express, okay? It's the brain, okay, whatever. Earth. So Earth is what grounds you, okay? And for me, one, Earth is going to be in gate 23. And like I said, it's assimilation. I'm going to be able to hold it down, whatever I'm, thinking, by coming through at the right time, the right person, the right space. Otherwise, I will be upset, okay, by the results. Just knowing when to hold my tongue and when to, say things is going to ground me. It's going to keep me balanced. Sun and Earth are always going to be like this on the wheel, okay? That's just how it works. All right. So the next one is the North Node. North Node is the life theme that's going to follow you after your Uranus opposition. And this is according to, I believe, Karen Cray Parker is the one that came through with that one in one of her books. But we have our Uranus opposition between 38 and 44 years old. So sometime around that 40 mark, okay? So if I have a client and they're about 39, 40-ish, 41, okay, then they've probably had their Uranus return, okay, and I'll look on their chart and see if that has happened yet for them. And I would say, okay, if it has, then now you're being guided. Your life theme is going to be what this North Node, I think is that way. I don't know what this North Node channel is going to be. And I can tell you, for me, it's struggle. Okay, the channel 28 is the struggle channel, the struggle bus. Okay, but I can tell you that when I'm looking at a client and I'm looking at their North Node, because most of my clients are going to be like 45, 50. We're kind of getting into that midlife crisis type of thing. Then I'm looking at what do these themes happen in this channel, in this gate what do these themes have in common with what you're going through, or what you're coming up on, or what you're coming towards. Okay, now the south node, where the little ring is going downward. Okay, the south node is going to be your life theme before your Uranus return. All right, and then also it's going to be like your conscious comfort zone. All right, like your south node, especially like even in astrology, is stuff that you've already been through so many times, maybe other lifetimes. It's just so comfortable to you. All right, you just know it. Okay, um and in the design portion of it, it's going to be like these unconscious karmic residue and release. Okay, so like on your unconscious side, it shows up as like, you've done this so many times, you're just, it just comes so naturally to you, but now it's time to let that shit go. All right, so this would be this identity that you've had, this ability or skill. It's time to let that go. So a lot of times when I'm talking to somebody in a consultation, and then I'm like, yeah, you're really good at that, but we need to stretch this north node idea, this north node theme, this north node feeling, is where you're going now. Okay, it's time to release that south node theme. It served you. Okay, and now we're moving into whatever the north node theme is for the client. Okay, the moon. Trying to I try to get my little thingy to go better, but okay, there it is. All right, so on my chart, the moon is in gate 7. All right, the moon is going to be whatever that theme of the moon is, your inner drive, right? Your emotion. I also talk about, like, the intuition that comes along with that. Okay, with the moon, it's going to be what motivates you emotionally, feels good to you emotionally, that you kind of like, you're good with it. All right, sometimes we are driven by our emotions, and we're put off by our emotions, and so we try to just stay as far away from emotions as possible. Okay, so when I see that happening with a client, then I'm looking at where their moon, what gate their moon is in, and then I'm like, how does this feel for you? Okay, it's like we're feeling into it. All right, on the design side, it's basically going to be like unconscious emotional patterns and things that you don't realize that you need. A lot of times this can also be like that inner child healing that needs to happen, something that needs to happen or be healed, because you didn't know that you needed it. It's just unconscious. You may not even realize that it's happening for you. All right, onwards to Mercury. Okay, so here's Mercury. There we go. All right, Mercury. Let me make sure. Now I'm going to tell you Mercury, Venus, Mars, Saturn. I don't really talk too much about them in a divine path consultation, because like I mentioned, typically people are coming to me for information about creative aspects, projects, business, spiritual guidance, and putting those aspects forward. Okay, so I don't really do much with Mercury, Venus, or Mars, except when it comes down to like how are you communicating, maybe what you're trying to put out with your business or with your project or with your promotion that you're putting forward. Okay, or how you're communicating your spiritual growth. Okay, so it's kind of like it's there, but I don't really like focus on it. Okay, especially because astrologically, Mercury is going to change. Okay, Mercury is going to be in different house for you as it's transiting, and I kind of focus more on the astrological transits when I'm talking about like right now for somebody with Mercury. Okay, if that makes sense. Okay. So Mercury, personality wise, would be how you express and teach your truth. All right. It's your what you like to learn and what you like to talk about. Okay. And then unconsciously on the design side, it'll be like these mental patterns or any type of unconscious patterns that you may have where you don't even realize that you're doing them. If somebody comes to me and they're like, I really have a hard time with expressing blah, 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 I'll look at where the Mercury is, okay, on the unconscious side, just so that I can see maybe there is something there. And I kind of divine from that where to look for that answer, if this makes sense to you. Okay. Venus. Venus. Okay, so Venus right here. Yeah, I hope you can see that. All right. Let me make sure I have to pay attention to the chat. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Hey! Yes, I do. Okay, hold on. Yes, I do. I do disappear. I disappear for times. Okay, look, I'm a hermit. All right, and if something else happens, I've had a lot going on in life. All right, so I'll disappear. But I'm always I'm always here. All right. Venus. Okay, so Venus is going to be about what you value in yourself and others. It's very much like a divine feminine type of value. Okay. Um, it's going to be like, so on your personality side, it's going to be your conscious values, your relationship ideals, what you would like to see in love. I don't do too much love stuff. Okay. As far as like with clients, people don't come to me as a consultant for love too often. But if someone works with you, if you're doing human design work and people come to you for love advice or relationship work, okay, you may want to look at Venus and the gate that Venus is in for the personality side as far as conscious values. And then for the unconscious side, the design side, it may give you some clues into unconscious relational patterns, maybe some beauty codes, maybe something that that person, that client, or whoever you're talking to does not even realize that they do. Case in point, I have a parent who feels the need. It kind of rolls in on what their OCD is about, okay? But they feel the need. All labels need to be out facing, okay? Let's say on a can or on so that. And they feel like it's, so that they can see the labels. If you put something in backwards or whatever, then it kind of like drives them crazy, let's say. If this is, that type of thing for you, all right? It's a beauty standard for them. Or, I've worked with somebody who wanted us to put all of the labels out when we were displaying, and not, in a not crinkly way or whatever. And I'm like, guy, it's just a bag. But okay, this is what they wanted. And they felt that that was something that was going to be so important to their display. Nobody even saw it. People were just grabbing it and just kind of going. Okay. But it was important to this person. All right. And I would probably, there would have been something in there where there's a value of importance to a full label for them, or there's some value of some value of worth to what the display was going to look like that a lot of us did not see. Okay, likely it was something in Venus. Okay, Mars. Whew, fire. All right, so Mars is basically going to be that ambition, assertiveness. Wait. Okay, there you go. There's a Mars. Ambition, assertiveness, drive, action. Mars is very yang, whereas Venus was yin. Okay, so Venus was that feminine. Mars is going to be like, okay, like, yes, let's go, let's do it. All right. And then on the design side, this would be that unconscious. A lot of times it's like impulsivity. All right. something you're just going to go for. You don't even realize that you do it. It just calls you. You just go for it. All right. Anger points, things that you may not have realized would likely trigger you. They may be hidden in your Mars gate. Okay. That may be like a good place to look. And then onward. So Jupiter, I do a lot of work with Jupiter, with Chiron, Uranus, and Neptune when I'm talking in my consultations, and I'll explain why when I get to each of them. But Jupiter is about expansion, where you offer your gifts, where your gifts kind of shine, where they're expanded upon, which I was on a conversation on Threads. Jupiter's going to expand basically anything. Okay, so it's good to know, right? That Jupiter is always seen as this expansive, benevolent type of energy, but really it's just an expansive period type of energy. Okay, so if you are working with a gate energy, energy of a gate, okay, and that energy shadow is coming forward, Jupiter is going to expand that energy. All right, it's just going to make it so obvious, so expansive. All right. So I felt like that was good to know, and I didn't think about that until that person actually said that I should be even mentioning it in that way as well. See, we're always learning. That's what I love about talking to other people who do this work. Okay, so let's see where you offer your gifts. That's Jupiter. Saturn is going to be the great teacher. That's what they call it, as always. It's going to be about lessons, life lessons, responsibilities. People don't like Saturn, okay? Because of the lessons, the responsibilities, okay? Saturn's got the glasses on and it's like, hey, now we remember, but unconscious karmic contracts and boundaries, that's going to be on the design side. Okay, so if you're trying to figure out the why me, why did this happen, it could be in Saturn. Okay, look at the gate that Saturn is attached to in your chart. All right. Uranus. Now, Uranus is where you are unique. This is your unique gift. This is going to be what makes you just like so different. All right. I love this because I love the different. I love when people pop out, when, 8 billion people on the earth, you're here to shine. All right. Uranus is going to be like that. This is what you're good at. It. Maybe you didn't even realize it. Like if you look at your unconscious Uranus, it could probably be like these, what is like, you didn't even realize, you didn't even awaken to it yet. Like somebody maybe, may say something to you that just like awakens it for you, just like shocks it into you. All right. But, that sleeper cell, you might be a sleeper cell, needing to be awakened. That might get me triggered. I don't know. I hope not. Just don't come to me, okay? But this might be something that needs to be awakened for you, all right? But this is your unique gift, what you're here to break through. Like what is so awesome about you, I in my opinion, that it just needs to come forth, okay? I tell everybody where their Uranus is and what they, and a lot of times it'll be, didn't think about that. Okay. That's, but I like to do it. Okay. I think that it's fun to be able to say, hey, have you considered this? So that's Uranus energy. All right. Neptune. Is this Neptune? Yeah, there's my Neptune. Spiritual path. Okay. So here's your Neptune. All right. So Neptune is going to be, the themes are like mysticism, illusion, dreams. I say it's like your spiritual path. All right. What your path looks like. Your ideals spiritually, and any illusions that you may have. If you were, brought in to like as a child, you're given your spirituality. Let's say you're given your beliefs as a child, typically before you turn 7. Okay, everybody's on this big jump. Get that baby baptized. Get them into the church. Get them into a mosque. Right? Okay. There's a big reason why everybody tries to get their babies baptized or into the mosque or into confirmation before the age of 7, because that's when we have created that. By 7 we formulated everything. We're putting it all together, and then 7 comes and we're like, all right, this is what I know. Okay, you weren't born with that information. All right, you weren't born with those beliefs. Okay, they were given to you. Okay, that's what I'm saying when I say that your spirituality originally has been given to you. Sometime around the 20s, depending on where you are, I can normally look at your bodygraph, and then I can say, okay, sometime in this age, this is where your awakening happens. Okay, but Neptune is going to be how that awakening comes, what it looks like, where it aligns for you. Okay, these are good things to know. All right. So your conscious spiritual ideas, and then your unconscious on the design side, right, where we talk about over here, your unconscious, right? Spiritual fog or divine longing. Okay, so for a divine path consultation, a lot of times people come to me when it's just not making sense anymore. It's the why me. It's not making any more sense. It's like, do I believe in God, or does God believe in me? It's these kind of questions. Okay, I will head to the unconscious, the design side, Neptune, and glean some information from there on the divine path consultation. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so if you work with someone, or you're working on your own human design chart, look at where your unconscious Neptune is. What gate is it in? Look at your conscious spiritual ideas and illusions, and what gate that's in. Okay, I will look at both. You're going to look at both. You're going to come to some type of like knowledge base, some type of agreement with yourself, and intuitively. All right, because the whole goal is to get you to do this for yourself, right? You're going to come to some type of stage there intuitively on where it is spiritually you're either going, or you need to go, or you haven't checked yet, or you have not processed yet. Okay, that's why that one is important. And then let's see. Pluto is about transformation, it's about expansion, and it's about release. Okay, I did a whole thing on Pluto astrologically. I have not done anything on like Pluto with the gates. Okay, but Pluto is pretty good at getting to the Pluto gate, looking at where your gate is in Pluto, and checking out, conscious shadow work and unconscious soul level transformation. So this is my work. This is what I do for people. I try to like bring out the triggers, do the awakening, give the permission, because why? This is my this is my shine. This is what I do. All right. Gate 43, right? I just bring it out. All right. Also, because I don't know if you noticed, I mentioned this before, all I have is this brain and this throat. Okay. So I'm here just doing what I am supposed to do. Okay. It's worked for me so far, being able to do what, I'm supposed to do. And I try to awaken that in others as a way to, create create an alignment for them. All right. So what we've discussed here today, I feel like you can take this, you can take the themes for each of the planets, and you can now go through, look at your own chart. Definitely look at your own chart. And if you look at your own chart and then you find something you're like, whoa, Asia, this is cool, leave it in the comments. Okay, I definitely would love to know. Find me on Instagram, or find me on Facebook, or find me on, here in the comments on YouTube, and let me know if it aligned at all for you. All right. If it seems like it, you can't quite figure it out, because what happens is a lot of the gates have like, it doesn't sound obvious when you first look at the gate. Okay, when you first look at the explanation of the gate, when you first look at what, and I would say also use like Jovian Archive, use actual human design work, and don't use what other people have then in tune from there. Like, find the actual source. Okay, I have the definitive book of human design. That's what I use to go through and look at the gates. Okay, when I'm doing somebody's reading, okay, I'll go through and look at the gates as they were described in the definitive book of human design, which I do not have with me right now here, but that's what I look at. It's by my bed. Okay, look at that. Okay, send to your intuition. This is the part that's important. All right, you can't just go through and ask AI to do it for you. Okay, sit into your intuition, your intuitive gifts. Okay, what am I feeling that this could be pointing to? Okay, and then move forward with it in alignment with what the other planets are saying. If you do it this way, you'll end up with a full story for your client, right? Like, or for yourself, okay? You end up with a full story about that person, about yourself, about, where you're going, okay? They weren't here for nothing. It was like a bunch of information that they put, and I'm like, hey, why not use that information? And that's what that's my plea for you today, babies. Okay, my loves, is to use all of the information that is out there. Use what you got to get what you want, right? And if you would like to actually get a personalized reading, a personalized consultation on for yourself, feel free to find me in the I think I put, you can find me at the let's see, you can find me at the website. There it is. Okay, so you can find me on that website right there. All right. You can also email me, Asia, at that website. Okay, and you can also find me on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Threads, Twitter, wherever, as Asia Stormborn. Okay, I would love to be able to do a personal reading for you. You can also book me there on the site. My booking link is also there. In my book, the Frequency of the Divine, I talk about the vibrations that go even in the human design. Wait, where's that? Where's that? Come back. There you go. I talk about using vibrational frequency with human design as well. That may be something that interests you. Like I said, there are just so many different things that you can do. Okay, you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. Do what works for you. Okay, and I'd be happy to help you find out what that is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, I'm here for it. Until next time. And if you have any questions, leave them in the chat. But until next time, I am still Dr. Asia, the Soulful Creatrix. If I see you on Saturday at the sound bath, I would love it. If I see you hanging out with me in DMs or on any of the socials, I would love it. But if I don't see you again because this didn't work for you and you chucked it all in the bucket, I'm here for that too. Okay. This next, check out the rest of the stuff that I have here on YouTube, and see if any of that may align better for you. I don't know. Okay. Until then, I'm wishing you nothing but love and peace and many continued blessings. Have a great Monday.